Today is Monday, September 24th, 2012. Welcome to Recommendation Monday here on Pretty Much It, where every week we tell you guys about the movies, video games, music, and comic books we think you should check out because we said so. Before we begin, I would just like to point out that I am wearing a shirt that says the word shawarma on it, which of course is a reference to the Avengers. If you want to impress your friends, if you're going to go watch the DVD at their house or whatever, click the link down in the info to go to beobscure.com and purchase your own shawarma shirt. And now let's get into what's coming out this week, starting off with movies. The biggest movie this week, in my opinion, is Looper. I have been so excited for this. I'm a huge fan of Rian Johnson, the director. I'm a huge fan of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I literally can't put into words how much I'm looking forward to this. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't even want to think about it until it's Thursday and I can go see it with all my friends. Another one out this week that I think is worth mentioning is Pitch Perfect limited release. I think it's going to be like a demanded sort of thing, or maybe it's like early fan screenings, but it is a limited release. It comes out wide next week. I will remind you again next week. And another one that I think is out in a limited release, demanded fan screening sort of thing is Sinister. If not, then don't kill me, but I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. Two other movies that are definitely out this weekend are Won't Back Down and Hotel Transylvania, both of which are, take it or leave it for me. Let's move on to DVDs coming out this week. The first one, of course, the biggest one, The Avengers. Now, this has come out in different parts of the world already over the past few weeks, as far as I know, but now the US is getting it, and I'm sure other places, I don't know exactly, but all I care about is the US because I live in the US and who cares about anybody else? Am I right? Once again, I just want to point out the shawarma shirt, which I will be wearing when I go pick up my copy of The Avengers. That's faux show. Another DVD out this week is Clown, which is, I believe, Danish. If I remember correctly, it's a Danish comedy. And one more movie out on DVD this week is Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. This is an animated movie. It is not The Dark Knight Rises. Do not get confused. And that's it for DVDs coming out this week. And now let's move on over to Jake to find out what video games are coming out this week. Jake?
Hey guys, yet again, it's another great week for video games. The first game we have coming out this week is Little Big Planet for the PlayStation Vita. I haven't played it, but I know people who have, and they said it's finally an awesome reason to get a PlayStation Vita. The second title coming out is Dead or Alive 5, yet another installment in the Hot Girl fighting game franchise. This one doesn't look to add too much new to the table, but they're solid fighting games. And finally coming out in the US is FIFA 13. I have people telling me all the time I have to get into these soccer games, and maybe this is the year I finally will. And last but certainly not least, the latest World of Warcraft expansion, Mists of Pandaria. We've talked about it on the show. There's pandas, and if you like World of Warcraft, you're going to be into it. I've heard great things. It looks cool for pandas. Pandas are great. Panda Express. That's good. Well, that's it for video games, so let's move on over to Kevin with the music.
Hey everybody, Kevin here with your music update for the week. So the first major album released this week is Mumford & Sons' Babel. Mumford & Sons, a British folk band very popular here in the United States, last released an album, their debut album, Sigh No More, in 2009. The new songs off of this album, most notably I Will Wait, the lead single, have actually been played by the band while they were on tour, so for many fans they will have already heard the songs, but for those of you who haven't, you have something to look forward to because the songs are something of a more polished Mumford & Sons. They also played on Saturday Night Live this past weekend, so definitely check them out. The next major album released this week is Green Day's Uno. This was our poll winner right here on Pretty Much It for this week. Uno is appropriately the first of the trilogy that will be coming out before January. Green Day, as I'm sure you all know, is a band that's been around for over 20 years. They really laid the groundwork for punk rock, and their most recent album was 21st Century Breakdown. Speaking of breakdowns, this past week at the iHeartRadio Music Festival, Billy Joe Armstrong had a bit of a breakdown and actually ended up breaking his guitar. So he is said to actually be in rehab now, and the band's appearances in the near future are postponed. Now, for my music recommendation for this week, I'm going to recommend that you listen to Wonder by Naughty Boy featuring Emily Sandé. Emily Sandé is a Scottish singer-songwriter, and I don't know a whole lot about Naughty Boy, to be honest, but I came across this song, and I really enjoyed it, and I don't know if it's going to be popular. It might be. We'll have to give it a little bit of time. Now here's Andrew with the comics.
Why, thank you, Kevin. And this week in comics from Image, we have Happy #1. In Happy, we follow Nick Sachs, ex-cop turned hitman, as he runs from the mob, the cops, and a child killer who's dressed as Santa. So already this comic seems very out there, and I'm just excited to see how it goes. It's a mini-series, it's only 4 issues, so it's only a few bucks out of your pocket. And this week from DC Comics, we have Before Watchmen Ozymandias #3. While his series might not be the most exciting, it's definitely the most interesting. I love the text. The writing is superb. I think it's really great. And on any other day, I'd say that Ozzy is a very lame character. I didn't like him in the novel, but his series is extremely interesting. It's definitely worth checking out. Plus, this issue we have a cameo by the comedian, so yeah, sold. Also this week from Image Comics, we have Mind the Gap number 5. In this issue, an arrest is made, a secret passage is revealed, and life-altering events are put into motion. This is the last issue of this arc, and it's definitely worth checking out. And that's it in comics. Now back to Eric.
Thank you, gentlemen. That'll do it for the movies, video games, music, and comic books we think you guys should check out this week. Don't forget to vote in the polls. First of all, we've got this past Friday's poll from Pretty Much It. What's the best vegetable? Let us know. Also, vote in this Monday's poll for next Monday's episode of Recommendation Monday. What album would you like to see Kevin feature in the music section? A lot of people always say, I wish you talked about this album or that album, but all we always say in return is, why didn't you vote for it in the poll? And if you did, why didn't you get your friends to vote for it too? So definitely go vote in those polls. And that's it for this week's episode of Recommendation Monday. Let me know what you're looking forward to, what you're not looking forward to. Let me know if you picked up a shawarma shirt and if you'll be wearing it to go purchase the DVD or watch it at a friend's house or something like that. I hope you have a great week. I will see you again on Friday. And that's pretty much it.